Hi, Business 340 class. Let's cover this case really quickly. This case is Cantu versus Central Education Agency. So what happens in this case is there's this teacher named Cantu, and Cantu decides to resign from school, and she sends a formal written letter to the superintendent, who was supposed to accept her resignation, and she sends that out, and then she changes her mind a little later, and then she writes again saying, hey, I changed my mind, I don't want to quit. So what happens is the superintendent receives the first one, and then he says that I accept. You can resign now. So Ms. Cantu said that you can send my final paycheck, not to send Benito where they were at, but instead send it like far out, like a different address. So superintendent said, okay, everything's good, and we'll send it out there. So no problem right there. And the problem is when the superintendent received the second letter saying, hey, from Cantu saying, hey, I withdraw my letter. Well, the superintendent decides to reject that one. I mean, by that time, what happens is he has already accepted the letter, and they don't want to change their decision on rehiring her. So she takes them to trial court. Now trial court agrees that no, the person is correct. They don't have to accept your withdrawal because they've already accepted your resignation. You wrote it out, you signed it, and they accepted it. So what happened is when she appeals, then this reaches court, and then what happens in court is they say when you do post, there's something called a mailbox rule, and something else that is important right here is when is it implied that you need to use mail. Well, the person that makes the offer is the master of the offer, right? But in this case, what happens is she wrote the letter first, so it's implied that she wants a letter back through mail, and that's what she got. And circumstances are as such that post might be appropriate. That's another grounds on which you can start mailing things, and that'll be like judged as official. And in this case, she had said that send my paycheck 50 miles out to a different address, so it means maybe she's moving. So that being said, the person made the right call to accept the resignation because Kantu might have been moving somewhere else. So yeah, anyways, so the judgment was affirmed, and Cantu loses again after appealing because the Central Education Agency did not have to accept her withdrawal.